Shonen Chumps.
Top five, top five, top five.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is our anime podcast, the special Top 5 edition.
Top five.
Top 5.
Take it away, Drake.
Whole city going crazy. Top five, no debating. Top five, top five, top five.
So, as usual, I'm Brennan.
I'm Sean.
I'm Dylan.
This week is a little bit different. We're not going to be discussing a single anime. We made a top 5 list each. It's a soft top 5, a soft 5, if you will, of anime that we consider to be, in some form, classics. Now, when we say classic, don't get hung up on that word. Don't think that we're only going to be referring to what is widely considered to be like the best anime that's ever been made. It's more of a personal list. It's more of what made us the weebs we are today. Maybe less so in Dylan's case.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really glad that you preface with all this because people are going to hate my list. Like, this is what's on his list. Like,
This isn't what we think is the best top 5 anime
Period.
ever. This
Also-
is just what made us like anime, generally.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
yes.
What we consider to be
Okay.
classics in our eyes, what shaped us into what we are and what we like as of now in regards to anime. So you may hate us, you may disagree. Also, we're not going to be diving super deep into any one of these. We're just going to kind of skim the surface. If it sounds interesting to you, you should definitely go watch some of these. We might even be doing full podcasts on some of these later on. Who knows? No way to tell right now, but
For now, we should just kick it off with number 5, right?
let's
5.
hop right into it. So number 5, anime classic in our eyes, sort of. Who wants to go first?
I think Dylan should go.
Oh yeah, okay. Wait,
right.
So once again, Dylan's not super duper familiar to anime. He jumped on pretty recently. Sean and myself have been watching anime for...
We'll go over this, actually. We're going to get to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure this will
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched some as a kid, but even just now, I guess we're all trying to make our list, and you guys listed or listed a bunch of animes you've seen. I've realized that I haven't seen a whole ton in full anyway, and as a kid, I didn't really watch that many. There were ones that you were naming off that I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Top five, top five, top five.
my number 5 spot is an anime that Sean hates.
Let's hear it.
Oh boy.
It is Code Geass.
Bam, 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 bam. Put in the fucking air horn, like, sound clip
Yeah.
here. This is where it goes.
To be fair, Brennan also...
I really loved Code Geass, but it's not on my soft
Oh,
five.
yeah, no, I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying...
Oh, I actually told you about this one.
yeah,
didn't I?
absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, for context, well, we already mentioned that I didn't really watch much anime as a kid, and I kind of definitely stopped for like 8 years. And then I guess I mentioned that I watched some anime as a kid, and Brendan just said, like, you should check out this show because you seem to like mecha.
Yeah.
So this
Dylan
is real good.
Dylan likes mecha.
And it was the first anime I had watched in years.
And it sold you.
Many years. And it's the first... And now I'm watching anime with you guys, so that's what I have to say about that. Very good show.
In broad strokes, care to describe it, Dylan?
So it's a really weird show because it kind of gets like political in a certain way. There's one country that's trying to take over the world. That's like there's like this kingdom,
Britannia,
yeah.
Oh, God.
a little bit over the head. Hey, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's this rebellion in Japan that's trying to fight against Britannia, and our main character Lelouch, who is actually
What a fucking stupid
heir to
name.
the throne, starts to lead the rebellion, and he has this special power that he can convince you to do something one time. He has one chance to do. If you lock eyes with him and he asks you to do something, you have to obey.
That is the geese of, it's called the geese, his power.
Yeah.
Lelouch Lamperouge.
Yes. And
Fucking classic name. Fucking amazing. Sean's in tears over here. He's
Strangling myself over
he's
here.
not happy.
and I don't know why you had such a strong opinion about it.
I'll bring this up later. Why
But you
I
hate
feel
mecha.
okay. Wait,
I feel I could go back and finish the series one day. But what I saw, which is like 12 episodes,
you get to the end of season one?
really
14.
put me off.
did you get to the end of season
You
one?
stopped at 12 and I was like,
Really?
get to 14. 'Cause
And I said
felt
no.
like you did. And then you're like, I still don't like the show. And then you-
did I?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, get to 17.
I said no, yeah. You had
Man.
your one chance to
Yeah.
recommend a few more episodes.
Yeah, this was one of those that I watched when I was a bit younger. I'm a big mecha fan. You guys know
Right.
this. But like, I mean, even that wasn't what sold me really. It was like, that was just kind of part and parcel of it. I was like, yeah, this is a cool aspect of the show, but it isn't what sold me. I feel like this really tugged at the heartstrings a couple times.
Yes.
Watching it in Japanese, which is what I did originally. It's been a long time since I've seen it anyways, but I felt like a lot of the dialogue came off a lot less corny. I feel like the dub might have ruined it for Sean Khan.
I have to jump in and say something. So any listeners of this podcast must know that I'm a severe fan of subs. Or sorry, dubs.
Yeah. Khan is the dub man.
I'm the
Sean
dub man.
Khan.
And the reason why on these previous podcasts I haven't given Brennan a definitive statement saying that dubs are the best, no
Yeah.
questions asked, is because I know that
Code
Geass
Geass, yeah.
exists. Because I heard that dub and it was
Because you
like
hate the
awfully
sister.
riveting to my soul. It was
And
terrible.
honestly,
But you don't hate Lelouch, though. You hated
I
the
I don't like it.
But you like Izaya, and it's the same voice.
Right, yeah, but
And
voice
Durara.
actors learn.
was it Yuffie? Is Yuffie her name? Like the princess
Yeah.
or whatever? I remember going
No,
back
that's
and-
his other sister.
Oh, I see. That's the thing.
She's Nonali.
Oh yeah. Okay, fans of Code Geass and fans of all the anime that we're about to mention right now, please understand that we're just talking out of our ass right now. We haven't done very much research.
Zero research.
This was an
Zero
impromptu
research.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're literally just drawing off a memory right now, so forgive us if we forget pertinent details. Anyways, that being said,
Right.
I watched a couple episodes of the dub, I remember, and I understood completely why you found it unbearable. I was like, this is so cornball.
Yeah.
This is so melodramatic, and I fucking hate it. But watching it in Japanese made me take it more seriously, which is why I was kind of like, wait, this is lit.
Dylan, you've been...
Also,
Oh,
there's-
sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was about to say there's an anime that we're probably going to reference further down the line in this podcast that made me like Code Geass more because it is more or less a spin-off of what that anime pioneered. Death Note. Anyways, go on.
Dylan, do you have a closing statement before we move on to Brennan's top 5?
Okay, I watched it. I watched the dub.
Right.
But just given your responses to the dub, anyone who hasn't watched the show, watch the sub because I guess I'm alone. The sister was very annoying, but I didn't find it
Right.
too bad.
There
I like Lelouch.
Honestly, there were some big twists in that show that just fucked me right up.
Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't get into them, but
Yeah, I think we should
Oh
move on
my
to
We should,
yeah, we're gonna go on
Brennan's
to
top 5.
I'm done.
Yeah. If you're down for twists, if you're an M. Night Shyamalan fan,
Yes.
check it out.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Okay, so my number 5, as my soft 5, an anime you guys probably haven't seen,
That's fair.
because we've never talked about this, Darker Than Black.
Right, I have not seen this. You recommended it a lot,
I
though.
also have not seen it.
You can go ahead and pull that up on your computer, Dylan, if you want. Darker Than Black, definitely one of those anime that I got into when I was, it wasn't that long ago, but it was a while ago. Yeah, it's kind of like a scientific, like a sci-fi dystopian world where there's like contractors who have magic powers, and there's this weird gate that appears and fucks up the earth. Again, it's been a while since I've seen this, so I can't remember all of the details amazingly, and I can't summarize it super fantastically. But
This guy looks scary.
yeah, the main guy. God, what is his name even? I sound like an idiot right now because I can't even remember the details around
Right.
this anime. But Darker Than Black, definitely a big one for me.
And why does it mean so much to you?
Because it was one of the, I've never seen, this was one of my introductory animes into, sci-fi type anime. So, I've never seen Ghost in the Shell, for example.
Right.
But it is kind of along those lines where It's a bunch of cool, crazy shit happening. If I remember correctly, the first, I think, season is kind of episodic, in which it's self-contained for the most part. Like, each episode is its own thing, and then in the background it's kind of building to a bit of a climax. But to be honest, I don't even remember what that was. But the feeling it gave me was it was mysterious, and it was action-packed, and it was, it's also beautiful. It looks fucking fantastic. It was great. I just remember blowing my socks off, and that's why it's number 5 on my soft 5.
Top five.
So I guess it's my turn.
Yeah,
I'm
go,
Sean, by
Sean.
the way. And my 5th in the top 5 list is Fighting Evil by Moonlight, Winning Love by Daylight, Sailor Moon.
No.
Sailor fucking Moon.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah, I skipped the part of the song. So, the reason why, like, when I first got into anime, I was pretty young. You know, watching YTV. That's a
This
channel
is Canadian
in
television,
Canada.
by the
Yeah,
way, guys.
had a lot of anime. It was a kids channel.
Yep.
And I remember
me too.
my sister obviously used to watch TV because, I mean, we shared a TV. We lived in the house together.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd be watching Sailor Moon. And, like, I guess one time she left the house and Sailor Moon was on. And I thought it was really stupid. But then I just sat down and looked at the screen for, I don't know, like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And realized that it was amazing.
Yeah.
When Sailor Moon is a classic, for so many reasons. Just, like, look at how iconic the show is. Look at how, like, the art style, the characters, like,
It's beautiful. It's fantastic.
yeah.
I didn't appreciate that as a child. I was just like,
dude,
this
it's
is
something that
so girly.
It's something that you realize
I'm
with
not a girl.
time. Yeah. Like, when you see the remake of Sailor Moon in, like, 2013 or whatever
It's
it was.
wrong.
It's wrong. Everybody has, like, sharp angled faces. They miss what made, like, Serena, or I guess, I don't know if that's just the English name of her. I think
Yeah.
it is just the English name of her, yeah.
Yeah.
It, like, the roundness of her face and, like, the cuteness of all the art, and watching all the Sailor Scouts, like, get together and, like, band together their team to kick people's asses
Yeah.
was great. Also, the really nerdy character with the spin,
swirly eyes.
the swirly
Yep.
eyes.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. The fact that cats talked.
Yep.
The fact that the fact that, like, which
Usagi?
which sailor
that-
which Sailor Scout was the one with orange? Venus? No, I don't
know.
remember.
I don't remember.
But anyways,
Mars?
no, that was red, I think.
You would think. Right?
Anyways, she was like
Jupiter?
her own Sailor Scout, like her own superhero before she met up with the rest of the Sailor Scouts. That was
Shit.
fucking amazing. Just the fact that there was Tuxedo Mask and he was dressed as like a fucking like like an Afghan. That was a great time.
Mask, yeah.
Where he had like
Tuxedo
a white
Mask.
rose instead.
Oh, yeah.
What are some other cool parts of the show? How the villains actually looked scary. Every villain in Sailor Moon looked like it was gonna kill the shit out of you. They were so scary, like weird, beautiful women or men that would then get warped and turn into demons.
yeah.
It was so cool. And it had like the freak of the week type thing.
Right, yeah.
I love Sailor Moon, and it was like my gateway into anime. Even
Nice.
though I was so young, I didn't even realize what I was watching was anime.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I've never sat down and watched Sailor Moon front to back. I know very little about Sailor Moon,
Right.
besides what I've seen in passing as a child. And when I was a kid, I was like, fuck this.
Right. For me, it was like me and even some of my friends that when I got into middle school, we all acknowledged how cool Sailor Moon was to the
Yeah.
point where I went over to a friend's house and he had like 3 older sisters.
Yeah.
And they had recorded Sailor Moon onto VHS tapes, and we were just so bored at his house. We just started watching old
Sailor Moon.
like VHS tapes from the 90s, yeah.
Good
Like
goddamn.
recorded off YTV, off the channel that it aired
commercials
on.
and
Yeah,
all.
with commercials.
I've definitely jammed to that song in recent years.
Yeah.
Like, just put on the opening song and just been like,
God,
yeah.
it's incredible. The art style, everything. And
Beautiful.
even like the weird ways that they censored it and redubbed it in English, I'm like, this is like funny. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's great. Like they had like 2 lesbian characters and they like censored it to make it seem like they were cousins. Great
yeah.
show. I mean, not for that. That's just funny to me. It's not why I love it. It's just funny to me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, great
Good
show.
stuff.
That's my defense of Sailor Moon. Top 5.
Sick.
Cool.
Wait, also, I just remembered the name of the main character from Darker Than Black. It's Hey. Do I sound less stupid now? I hope you guys think I'm less stupid now.
Hey, you.
Sorry, I don't remember this shit, man. I just loved it. Anyways,
Top five.
I think I'm going to sound a lot worse than you, Brendan, right now, because number 4, and not for the pick, but because
Number
I can
4.
barely remember anything because it was one of the first animes I ever watched, Digimon Monsters.
Oh no.
Digimon are the champions.
Digimon are truly the champions.
Yeah.
One of the champions of my list.
This is
Yeah.
Where does this clock in for you? Because I know this is on.
Am
your
I allowed
list.
to now spoil where it clocks in
Yeah,
on my
because
list?
we're talking about it.
I believe it's number 2.
Holy fuck.
Digimon, I don't want to steal your thunder. You go.
Wait, I don't
mean-
really have that much to say. That's the thing. So we can jump past me. We'll save it all for you for your discussion.
Again, ladies and gentlemen.
All I can say about it is that I discovered it after Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then I was like, why they even what? Like, this is so much better. Like,
Right?
Yeah. Well,
that's because I felt like there were like some similarities, even like their names, right? So when I first heard about Digimon, I was like, oh, what are they like? Capitalized? I didn't use
fact that they
capitalizing
have
because I was
Mon
like
at the
7,
end.
but I was like, what are they like? What is this? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, okay, so this is like the best show. Okay.
hey, wait. This is
That makes sense now.
Amazing.
And I watched it like every chance I got.
Right.
Did y'all have Digivices?
Of course I had Digivices.
Yeah, man. Which
I
generation?
don't think my parents.
I didn't have the first generation
Me
Digivice,
neither.
but
I had the second one that kind of looked like it was like an oval. It was like an egg shape.
yeah. I had the second gen one.
blue
It was
guy.
the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the third gen one. It was also the blue one. It
Didn't
was
get one
Rika's.
past
I had the
the-
fourth generation. It was also the blue one. The
Wow.
one where you swipe your hand at the top and
No.
it senses your hand is
That
on
was
top. Yeah.
way too far in the future. For
Fucking
me. I was like,
so
no.
good, so tight, so sick. I love Digimon. The Digimon movie, which I know in Japan.
Oh my god!
I know in Japan.
We're the kids.
Are
in
we?
the, in fucking
I was gonna say,
America,
should we
dude.
save this for you when you
should-
want to talk about it? Or?
No.
I'm
We're talking about it
Digimon
right
now.
now.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
so
the
this can
Digimon
have like a
conversation.
little bit of extended time or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Fast and loose, baby.
The Digimon movie, which I know in Japan is the first 3 movies, actually. They just jumbled them all together for one movie in America, or the Americas, because we're in Canada right now.
yeah.
That is still one of my top 10 movies of all time. In my real life right now, I love that movie. I love the
agree.
feeling it gives me. It makes me feel like a kid in America.
So, oh my
We're
god,
the
man.
kids
It's in
in
America.
America.
Whoa. First exposure to that song ever for me.
Same, yeah.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Just that dude in his swinging arms, that big
evil
old
guy- or-
the evil
yeah.
guy. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
We're
I know
doing
the
the
shot you're talking
We're
about.
doing the same dance right now.
The
It is
big brown
got
like
his-
ear
yeah, he's got
rabbit
these
guy,
big
yeah.
lips,
Big lips,
and
yeah.
giant teeth and huge
Yes,
blind
of
eyes.
course,
and he's
I
just doing
remember.
this,
Swaying side
swaying
to side.
side
yeah.
to side. His arms are flying.
So I gotta
flying in
say,
the wind.
I love Digimon Season 1. It was great. Everyone was a kid, made me feel something new and true, and it's one of the true reasons why I love anime, but why I love TV, and why I was a kid.
Yep.
Digimon is why I was a kid, and why I will never grow up. Digimon Season 1 is great. Season 2, ultimate fucking great. Everybody went on to middle school, which I guess for North America is more like high school.
Yeah.
And then they have the new students come in, and it, like Ty and Matt are then like the older
big
generation
kids.
that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes step in.
right.
Matt is a rock band. You're like, oh my god, dude, this
shit.
is so cool. Season 3 is my favorite season.
Is that with Guillemon?
Season 3 is with Guillemon. It's with
I'm saying
Renamon.
it wrong.
It's
He's
like
the
you
red
don't,
dinosaur.
You don't emphasize like the L's. Guillemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've only watched the first 2 seasons. I'm realizing now.
Dylan,
Anyway,
Dylan,
so when I put it in my list,
I mean this from the truest sense of my being, not just as a child, but as a fully grown adult. If you go back and watch Digimon Season 3, you will not be disappointed. To me, it's better than the first 2 because in their universe of Season 3, they watched Season 1 and 2 on TV.
right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay,
Right,
I did
that's-
know that about it. I think I must have seen like an episode or 2. I thought that was weird.
No, I was
fucking
I was
God.
blown away even as a child being like, holy fuck, this is my world.
Just to watch the main character be on TV dreaming about Digimon and wanting one so badly, I'm like, that's me, dude.
Yeah.
If this guy can draw Digimon onto a piece of paper and dream of it so hard it might become real, why can't I?
Yep. That was nuts. And then like the whole just like the cityscape and like him being in like hiding Guillemon, I believe. Yeah, right?
Yeah, Guillemon, yeah.
Like hiding him and like raising him
Yeah.
in like sewers and
Dude.
shit. I was like, what the
And
it was so new for us. 'Cause
And
it was like,
having like the whole first of the season, first half, like take place on Earth, and then going onto
digital realm.
like a huge trek into the beamed into the digital world
yeah,
was fucking sick.
that's wild.
Season 4 is where it gets weird because that's when the Tamers were the Digimon.
I feel like I was-
they themselves digivolved into Digimon.
Yeah, I
and
was
it
out
was
at the
pretty
beginning.
weird.
I wasn't
It was
there.
pretty fucking weird. But like it still had me a bit, but after that it was off the rails.
How badass
Yeah.
was Wargreymon? Just, I feel like that is like my favorite Digimon
For
forever
me,
by far.
For me, it was Metal Garurumon because he
course.
has he has
Yeah.
3 million missiles shoot out of him
Yep.
at once.
Yeah. And where Garurumon. You like we were talking about this before we started podcasting, but Sean's a fan of the edgelord rival.
Anything
character.
that's blue, anything that's moody, and anything that wants to die but can't. I love that.
That's
in
Sean
anime,
fodder right there.
I have a really like funny anecdote. It's not funny. It's just like interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I like work in an office right now. Blah blah blah. And the people I was working with were like working on a game. We were talking about, hey, we want this guy to like shoot missiles in this game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if like every part of his body
Was a
opened up
missile.
and a million missiles just shot out of him, just like what happened in season 1 of Digimon with Metal Garurumon. You know, when he gets to his mega form and then he does that and he shoots all the missiles.
I remember that.
When he's
yeah.
transforming. And then this other woman that was in the office, just like as a guest, that had nothing to do with what I was talking about, turned around and said, "Excuse me, I don't mean any offense by this, but that's the nerdiest thing I've ever heard in my life." And I was like, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, because it truly is.
True ownership of the nerddom.
I feel like I've talked too much about this. If you have a closing statement on Digimon, go ahead.
I don't think I do. I think you nailed it. Actually,
timing
the only
this?
thing I can say was the funniest. Okay, what I said Digimon, and your eyes just widened.
Yeah.
Like you were almost like, oh no.
Yeah.
I
we
wanted
go.
to get to say.
Here's the rabbit hole.
I did. One thing,
Yeah.
the last thing I want to say is that I don't want to sound like the guy who like shits on subs and loves dubs, but what I got to say is that the dub of Digimon is
Fucking
like
ruled.
it's like heart-wrenchingly good.
Yeah,
like
no,
they
there's no
nail
argument.
humor. Sometimes I think that they're making up jokes that weren't written there
In the
in the
sub.
Japanese version just because they didn't care enough to stay truthful.
Mm-hmm.
They probably just wrote good jokes and left them into the show.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. That's me.
Fucking great. Oh yeah.
So now you're fourth, I guess.
Brennan's
Oh yeah.
fourth.
This is number 4. Okay, so my number 4,
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Inuyasha. Motherfucker.
Whoa.
Inu fucking Yasha. My personal introduction
Can I
to
put in a
anime-
spoiler?
Yeah, go.
Inuyasha's my fourth.
Oh, whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll
Good God, yeah.
Whoa.
Double up.
we'll double up on
Important
this.
to you guys.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
honestly, for me, it was probably the first true anime that I got into. I feel like I've mentioned this at least 4 times in the last 3 days with you guys, but again, with Canadian programming, YTV, waiting for Samurai Jack to go on, Inuyasha would air first. So I just caught like bits and pieces of Inuyasha at first, and I was like, what is this? This is like weirdly interesting. And then I just started watching it, like the full episodes, and it hooked me, and that was it. That was it for me. It was something new and unfathomable for me because it was completely different from all the other anime that I'd been exposed to up until that point. It wasn't like Digimon or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that, where people were battling one another. It was this grand quest with a.
This was a little more adult.
Yeah,
there was a
it.
love story and like true hatred.
Okay, yeah, tell me
and
about
there
it, because
was-
I've seen a few episodes. I remember the base story that he's like a half demon. And then
Inuyasha
there's,
So
is a half
one-
demon.
then
one
there's
thing I
like
think-
that girl Kagome, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one
She's
thing
like a
I
high
think
school
that's
student.
important to know is that it's written by a woman. It's written by Rumiko Takahashi,
Yeah.
I believe is her name.
Yeah.
And she wrote Ranma Half, which is like a totally other weird anime manga. Where do you guys know anything about it?
I don't know.
No.
anything
Jesus
about that.
Christ! It's about it's about this like little like middle school, I guess, or teenage boy.
Is it like slice of life
like-
kind of stuff or no?
A little bit. He trains in like martial arts with his dad, and they're training like standing on bamboo sticks above water, and they fall into this like cursed water or whatever it is.
Lots
and
of
they,
curses with her, huh?
Yeah, and they end up with like weird deformities. So anytime
Whoa.
that they touch hot water or cold water, they transform.
Into like a weird deformed people.
Whenever his dad touches hot water, he turns into a panda. And the only way he can turn back is touching cold water. And Ranma, dude, get this. Ranma, whenever he touches cold water, he turns into a woman.
Oh,
But
well, that's
just
interesting.
he just gets boobs.
it's just him with
Yeah,
boobs.
it's just him essentially with boobs and no penis. And then when he touches cold water again, he turns back. And the whole
So is
comedy
it,
of the show
you
is
touch
about
cold
that.
water, you change, or is it hot water, you change, cold water, you change back?
I forget.
Okay, wait.
I might even be wrong on the temperatures, but whatever.
Back to Inuyasha.
Yes.
Common theme here: transformation.
Exactly.
There's a lot of transformation that happens in that show.
Yeah.
Whether it's a character you know and love into indiscernible demon monster.
Yeah.
That's the thing you're saying. There's a lot more adult themes in
Yeah.
Inuyasha. There's like nudity, there's over the top violence, blood and gore, and this was all brand new to me, and I was overwhelmed. It was a sensory fucking overload for me.
Right.
And yeah, no, it was really interesting. Like their whole quest is to, what was it, to
Bring together the shards of the
sacred jewel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're fighting against Naraku the entire time.
Right.
So there was this big overarching plot, and then there's all these like sub enemies that you met along the way. So there's this big journey.
And they have all these side
And
characters
the
that
jewel
need
gives
to
them
accomplish the
powers.
same mission because
Yeah.
they want to be cured.
Like Sashomaru.
the jewel gives you powers, right?
Yeah.
Something like you put it
Yeah.
like in you, and then it like
Yeah,
there's
essentially, yeah.
all this stuff around
Yeah.
the
So
jewel.
there's a bunch of cool things about it, like transformation. Sashomaru could turn into a
A
giant
full
dog whenever
demon.
he needed to.
That's the thing. And there was this whole, okay, that was the other thing. This is probably one of my first exposures to like complex characters. Inuyasha is like the second son of like a great demon, and he's a half demon.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole big arc about like him and his brother, and like how he doesn't fit in on like either side of being like considered a human or like
Right.
a demon. He's shunned on both sides, and there's this big competition between him and his brother. They're like rivals, and there's like deep rooted character flaws of Inuyasha based on his like upbringing and like former family life, and it attributes to his goals and all this
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So I have a lot to say about the show.
Yeah.
For me,
Who's the guy with the hole in his hand? What was that guy's name?
Moroku.
Okay,
dude,
sorry,
for
go on in.
so many years,
Loves that guy.
my email password was Moroku123, which is really funny.
Best power, hella OP,
Yeah.
biggest pervert, first anime pervert I've ever encountered.
Right. Master Roshi?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh wait, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah, so I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I first started watching Inuyasha on New Year's Eve one day because our channel YTV was having some
Yeah.
sort of marathon.
Right.
And I watched it. And I remember meeting up with people later in life being like, oh yeah, I like Inuyasha. When did you start watching it? And they're like, oh, there was this marathon on New Year's Eve. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's when I
really?
started watching
Wow.
it. It was fucking amazing.
I can't.
Anyways,
pinpoint.
Inuyasha
But-
to me is like the resurgence of like, or not like the resurgence, but like me going from watching shonen anime to like
Adult
learning that there
drama
was like
anime?
more
Yeah.
in anime.
Right.
And even to this day, I've not watched the ending of Inuyasha. I don't really know how it
neither.
ends. I've read like descriptions of how it ends,
haven't
but I don't
completed it
have like the
either.
wherewithal to watch through all those episodes or to watch like the real ending that didn't even end the show.
Yeah,
like
right.
because it ended twice but didn't really end.
Yeah, they canned it
yeah.
on YTV
But
eventually. and-
I gotta say, my favorite character is Sashomaru. Obviously, I loved the.
yeah, Edgelord.
I love. Yeah, he is the edgelord. But I loved the.
The fact that he has a healing sword and not like a destructive sword.
Yes. Let me. Okay, wait.
That's crazy.
Okay,
dude.
wait, let me
That
get
blew
to
my
it.
Fucking dick off.
Let me get to it.
Okay, yeah.
I love the Shakespearean attitude towards the two different brothers and the differences towards them. So, Sashomaru was given the sword that can bring back lives, conceivably 100 lives at once.
Yeah,
and
and
like on a
Inuyasha
battlefield,
has
and Inuyasha is given
destructive
the
one.
the sword that can take 100 lives at once.
What was it called again?
Tetsaiga and
Tetsaiga.
Oh, yeah.
Tetsaiga and Tenseiga.
Wasn't it
yeah.
like a small sword, but then it can like transform?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it got
it
bigger
was
and it
like
had
a
like the
giant-
fur at the bottom. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was made from his father's
So,
tooth or claw, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, I can't express how much I liked Inuyasha to the point where I remember, like, oh god, okay. So I went out of my way to go to the like local movie store chain or music store chain, HMV,
Yep.
and buy the movies on day one every single day. I mean,
didn't-
every single time it
See,
came out,
I
I'd buy
did that for the first movie.
movie 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was it.
I'd obsess over getting like the holographic like little
have that.
3D prints that come with each movie.
It's here somewhere.
I went out of my way to order every single action figure, every Inuyasha action figure from America,
Nice.
like imported to Canada because I wanted them so badly and they were so expensive. I like bought a bunch of merchandise when I went to Anime North for Inuyasha,
Which is our local convention.
yeah. Oh my god, I can't even say how much I love the show. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I went out of my way to buy like a $70+ game, fighting game for Inuyasha for the
Oh.
PlayStation 1. And then I
Jeez.
bought another one for the PS2 that I was really excited for. And I remember playing the PS2 version and playing as Sashomaru on the map where there's the huge remains of your dead father.
I was about to bring that up. Just
yeah.
generally, the set pieces in the show are just
Yeah.
fucking
And
It's nuts. It's
in
crazy.
In this map, you could use this move where you jump up and dive really fast to the right, and you'd gain access to this area of the map that the developers didn't want you to. It was a total bug. You could run off screen, run into complete blankness of white.
Oh man.
And I just thought I felt more connected to the show or the franchise than ever because I discovered something in a game that nobody else wanted me to see, and I didn't even know if anybody else had found that. But I bet they did. But
it was your
God
special
damn
place.
if I don't love Inuyasha or the meaning of it. Where it ended up is bad.
Yeah.
And it turned into a weird, dumb show.
That's
And
the
it doesn't
thing.
execute on everything it could have.
There was a lot of potential.
If it was like a 50 episode show, it could be amazing. But
man.
alas,
yeah,
that's Inuyasha. My number 4 and your number 4.
yeah,
Man.
definitely one of our collective seminal anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking demons, cool fights, amazing action,
Right.
pulled us in from our shonen roots.
Right.
Yeah, no, but it was deeper and there was more context and it was beautiful. Yep. So
Dylan.
that's number 4 for us, I guess.
So number
Dylan with
3.
number 3.
Okay, I can't remember what exactly I said about Digimon. I don't think I said like it was like one of the first animes I watched, or the first.
Right.
No, I probably didn't. But the first anime I watched, or the first anime I really, really, really loved.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. We don't rehearse.
There's
this, guys.
no way there's no way that this show couldn't make my top 5. Like that's like a given.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter what. I was having trouble placing it, but
Wait, hold on. Mind you, I feel like we're both doing this, but I've gone out of my way to omit certain anime that I know will be on your guys' list.
So,
I did not do that because I don't have a lot of animes.
But I would agree with you. Dragon Ball Z is fucking crucial.
before you talk about Dragon Ball Z, one thing I want to say is that the reason why this list was so hard for me was not because I couldn't include not normal anime, more recent anime, like Mob Psycho or fucking Yuri on Ice. I don't
Because
know.
we've talked about this.
Yeah, the reason why it was so hard is because I wanted Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, to be split as number 5 with Sailor Moon for me.
Oh shit.
Dragon Ball has the same space in my head as Sailor Moon.
Huh.
See,
you
I
didn't
didn't
put it on
watch Dragon Ball as a kid. I only
That's the
watched
thing.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z was
And
first.
GT.
It felt like it was first in Canada before Dragon Ball.
Because they
Yeah,
aired
yeah,
it first.
they aired it first. Yeah,
That's why it's like
Which is wild.
seminal amongst people our age and I guess in Canada
Like,
and worldwide.
I have distinct memories of like grade 1 and 2. It's like go home from school, get home as fast as you can to make
Watch
sure you
Dragon
can
Ball
catch
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. Yep.
Like that's the only show from like my childhood that I could remember doing that. Like I have to be home at 3:30 or whatever,
I
whatever
just
it
want
was.
to say every anime on this list that I've named so far,
Yeah.
I've done what you're saying right now. Rush home or make sure I'm at the TV at this time.
Oh yeah.
And if
Yo.
somebody doesn't let me have the TV this time, I'm
Fucking-
going berserk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm going
for
dog
Inuyasha,
demon mode.
especially, dude.
Yeah.
Being a child and being like towed around by your parents, and then it's fucking Friday night and it's 9
Yeah.
o'clock. It's like, Mom, do you not understand?
Yeah.
I need to watch Inuyasha.
Funny or interesting anecdote. I remember there was a section of my life where I decided where YTV was doing a run of Dragon Ball Z from the first episode, like it started all over again.
Yeah.
And I was like,
500 episodes.
yeah,
whatever it is.
291.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That was like
And so
that was
I made a
hyperbole.
vow that every night I was going to be home at 8
watch Dragon
o'clock
Ball
or
Z.
8:30, whatever it
Yeah.
was, and watch an episode of Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
and live through that. And I'm sure I made it a far way through.
Yeah.
If not the
Yeah.
whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
290.
It's 290 or 91 or
Is
something.
this
Yeah.
is this a universal playground myth? Did you guys have kids coming up to you when you were like 6 years old, being like, if you bite your tongue hard enough, you can fucking go Super Saiyan?
Never heard that in my life.
Never heard that in my
This was something that I heard on the fucking schoolyard on a near daily basis, and kids were fucking chomping on their tongues, trying to make themselves bleed because they believed it would make them a Super
That's
Saiyan.
nuts, but I believe it because who didn't want to go Super Saiyan?
Everybody.
right?
At my
to
school,
go.
kids were chomping on something else. I can tell you.
No, I love Dragon Ball Z. It was long as hell, and there
How many
was
accidental
way-
shits have happened? Just fucking trying to go Super Saiyan. I want to know the count. What is the world tally on that? Of like kids accidentally
Stay tuned.
sharding
I want to know
themselves.
what the accidental Super Saiyan percentage is when people are taking a shit. It's the opposite, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, both ways, man. As long as it gets you there.
No, the show was way too many episodes, and I actually wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai or whatever it was. Super.
Dragon Ball Kai. Which one
Okay.
is it? These both exist.
What the one
Kai
that was
and
Dragon
Super.
Ball Z that they just basically cut
Condensed.
out all like
Even then, it's over 100 episodes.
yeah, but better
Yeah,
than
right.
because it was a lot of like I'm gonna fight you now, but let me tell you about my journey,
Yeah.
and why I can fight you, and that was because it was going on at the same time as the manga, so. And the manga was every week, and Dragon Ball Z. This is in Japan every day, so they had to put filler in so that they would stay at pace.
Wait,
Right,
I don't think what you're saying is correct.
Or
Are you sure?
That every day? No, it's
Dragon
like
Ball Z no, maybe not.
no. They
Sorry.
were both weekly, but like the thing is that at its worst point, Dragon Ball Z had to turn 3 pages of the manga into a whole episode.
Oh,
that's as bad as it ever got,
So
I
maybe.
think.
Yeah, whatever
believe
I
so,
said
yeah.
was made up, but I knew it was something like that. That it was just like
And I
they
think
had
it was
to add so
around
much
like the
filler.
Frieza time, like the
Oh,
Frieza
yeah,
saga is when they had to
Jesus
turn like
fuck.
3 pages into an episode. I think it's 3 pages. It could be like 7 or something.
Right, because I
fully
guess the Saiyan saga was pretty like it was considerably faster than anything else.
yeah.
You'd think. I've been going back and watching some of
Oh,
it.
really?
Not fast.
No?
It's a lot faster than any of the
Sure,
other stuff.
I guess so.
But
yeah.
I watched this as a kid, and I think at least a couple times since then I've watched over the Android and Cell saga because
wait.
I loved that.
What is your favorite?
Android Cell? If you
Android Cell?
can you count those as one, or do you count Android and Cell separately? Because some people do.
they're separate. They are
Yeah.
separate. Yeah.
Android.
Android?
Android.
Interesting. I might say
Holy shit, that was good.
I might say Frieza and the whole Namek arc, just because that's what stands out the most to me. That's what
I do
latched
love
onto
the
me.
Ginyu Force.
I'm going.
Because of their
man,
terrible
the posing.
poses.
I pose like that to this day.
I also do that.
Okay, so
this
just
day.
pure straight off the cuff.
Yeah.
My favorite is the Great Saiyaman Sega
Is that even a...
Oh.
before the Buu saga.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
during
So-
the time skip when Gohan grows up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
Dude, I just love it. I don't know. Like, I don't remember it,
Yeah.
but I remember how it made me feel. And
Yeah.
that's my favorite feeling. So I gotta say, to me, Dragon Ball is a much better show than Dragon Ball Z ever would be.
I can't
because
speak to this 'cause
it's
I've
a
never
different
watched.
genre.
Yeah,
It's kids joking around, going on an adventure. They can't fly. They're just kids trying to become stronger. And
Yeah.
there's just all this pervy weird shit with Bulma. And Master Roshi's actually Master Roshi.
Roshi,
He is
yeah.
the master.
Yeah.
And Goku's like learning from him. And back then they did Kamehamehas. And back when they pulled into it, you'd see a blue outline like go over their whole body. It made you feel true power. Like, what is
Interesting.
this guy about to do?
It wasn't so
It was
cheap as
it was
in
a
Dragon
true
Ball Z. Yeah.
Kamehameha wave. It
Right,
wasn't just
yeah.
like
A beam.
Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't a fighting show. It wasn't like
yeah.
it. Like Dragon Ball invented Shonen, right?
I mean, yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that it did it, it was like incredible. It like created the power creep of anime, or like it created a show where the whole idea was Goku getting better
Yeah.
at doing things.
Yeah.
And it was so jokey and cool and lighthearted. Dragon Ball Z, oh, I fucking loved it too, obviously. And I watched that show first before Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But it was like an action show. It was less so of anything
But I
else.
love
See, that's
that.
that's
Yeah.
why I couldn't get into Dragon Ball as a kid, because I was exposed to Z first. And I
Yeah,
was like, this is
same,
the most
same.
action-packed,
Right.
crazy fucking balls to the wall, extreme fucking. It's over 9,000, dude. It's over
Right.
fucking 9,000. And then they go to Dragon Ball airs considerably
Right.
later, and then it's just like, what?
Yeah,
what even
I had
is
the
this?
same. I had the same experience. I
The
was just
art
like,
style is
oh.
different.
Right.
It's
So I
less
think-
action. It's just.
I
it
think
was
I
something-
agreed.
yeah.
I agreed with you back then, but having grown up, I
I mean,
realized that
yeah, yeah.
it's like night and day. It actually is like
As
night
an
and day.
adult, looking
Thinking
back,
about
it's
Dragon Ball Z, it's like Goku raises his hands up in the sky and is collecting the energy from everybody on Earth to defeat one enemy.
Yeah.
That's Buu or
Yeah.
Majin Buu or
Yeah.
Super whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Also Vegeta.
Also,
That's the first time he does the spirit
right.
bomb.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't
But
beat
like
him,
when you
but,
think back
you
to
know.
did he use it
Dragon,
on Frieza too?
No.
but when you think back to
Super Saiyan
Dragon,
could beat Frieza.
Right. Yeah.
when you think back to Dragon Ball, it's like Goku trying to convince Android 8, who looks like Frankenstein, to punch like 35 holes into the base of a tower so that the tower will collapse. That's his whole mission. What? It's like so jolly, man. Oh my, I'm getting like Michael Huber from Easy Allies up in here. So happy
Okay.
about it.
Jeez.
When
Yeah.
Goku does a spirit bomb, it's such a beautiful moment, though.
Right. Have you watched Dragon Ball? I feel like you should.
I had the same experience. Like I watched a bunch
yeah,
of episodes
right.
after Z, and I was just like, "What is
Yep. Yeah, it's
this?
just-
I
Right.
don't
Such a
get
tonal
it."
shift.
Right.
and being
I
a
can't
dumb,
watch this anymore.
yeah, just being like
Oh.
a dumb young child, you don't get that it has its own merits.
Yes, I
Right.
might appreciate it now, but this was as a kid after finishing
Right.
Z or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I think now, like having grown up, I think that the like adventure of Dragon Ball would appeal to me way more than the like pure just punching of Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z.
of course. Yeah, because like when you're a kid, your attention span is shorter.
Yeah.
You're more prone to, like, you're more likely to be interested in a show that's just like lights and colors and
Right.
like teleporting and crazy nonstop balls to the wall action
Yeah.
all the time, as opposed to something that's a bit more like story based even.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like when you look at Dragon Ball Z's story, it's just like, here's an enemy. Goku beats the enemy. Then comes a stronger enemy. Goku becomes stronger.
Goku dies so he doesn't have to raise his kids.
Goes and trains in a gravity zone for a while. Comes back, is stronger, beats him. New enemy, but like,
Well, it all ties to Dragon Ball. Like, the story does pick up, right?
Yeah,
Because it's like
yeah.
now we have
Well,
all the
of
Dragon
course,
Balls
yeah.
together, right? And then it's like the Saiyans are coming to use the Dragon Balls, right?
Is that no? I don't think they come for that reason.
I mean,
Yes.
I think
No,
What?
Raditz comes and is like, I'm your brother. And then they like beat him and they're like, ha ha ha. Like, they mention the Dragon Balls and then Vegeta and Nappa hear about it and they're like, holy shit, if we get the Dragon Balls, we can wish for something and kick Frieza's ass.
right.
So then they show up and then
Right.
they run away to Namek where
Yeah.
Frieza's found the Dragon Balls on Namek, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, the
Namekian
Namekian.
And then the
Dragon Balls.
Android Saga happens because of the events of Dragon Ball. Like, beating up the
Yeah,
Red
because
Ribbon Army.
the
So-
androids were all in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so Dr. Giro's like, I'm gonna get this bastard like 20 years later.
Right. Yeah, Raditz comes back to Earth, though, because he wants to kill Goku. Because Goku didn't fulfill
Right.
his mission, which is
Yeah.
killing everyone on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also like, I'm your brother.
Well, of course. You're not just going to kill somebody without saying that they're your
By
brother.
the way.
Yeah. Just so you know.
No, but it's like the whole thing is, I think Piccolo's like, you idiot, like even if you kill Goku, we have a special set of balls that we can wish him back. And Raditz
That's
like,
interesting.
what?
I don't know why the
And
fuck
then
you'd say
Vegeta hears.
Right.
And that's why he comes. Or something.
Oh, I gotta
something
say,
like,
like,
that.
yeah, back at the office, I've been watching, like, the first few episodes of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you guys this, you can take the dialogue out of Dragon Ball 1-to-1, no edits changes, no edits made, and you could just use it in, like, a porn parody of Dragon Ball.
Wait,
You
yeah,
don't need to
said this.
change
You said
anything
this.
about the dialogue. You could just make a porn
It is-
parody.
it is fine
Same
as
dialogue.
it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like cutting up certain aspects.
Nope.
No,
Just use the dialogue.
Watch Dragon Ball.
And replace the visuals with a porn parody.
just close your eyes.
Oh,
yeah. Close your
that's
eyes.
what
yeah,
you're saying,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm
Listen
saying
to
the
Dragon Ball.
dialogue is
Oh, okay.
spot on for a parody.
The Dragon Ball
yeah.
All right. Well,
porn
let's do that.
podcast.
Yeah. We'll have a watch along.
We'll do it.
All right. Brendan, your number
Holy
3?
shit.
Top five, top five, top five.
Number 3, Eureka 7. Anybody?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
Also
Eureka 7?
haven't seen it, but that's not
I thought you
Man.
knew
much
that.
of a surprise.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Okay. Here's why it's fucking amazing to me. Again, it's one of the reasons I like Mecha, aside from Gundam and things like that. It's beautiful. It is so beautifully animated. You've mentioned this many times where you, maybe not on the podcast, but you reference Air Gear and you say,
Can't believe you remember the name of Air Gear.
oh, of course I do. I haven't watched it, but I remember because the same feeling that you get from Air Gear is what I get from watching Eureka 7. I mean, plot aside, story aside, just the concept and the animation, it just fills my heart with fucking joy, man.
Right.
Seeing robots and people surf in the air on these like magical waves of like energy, it's just mind-blowing. I went and bought like a skateboard as a child because I wanted so badly. We don't live near like waves, so we can't surf where we are.
Right.
But if I could have surfed, goddamn would I have surfed just to be like Renton Thurston, man. Holy fucking Christ. Speaking of which, just the story's amazing. Sic Parvis Magna, dude. Greatness from small beginnings.
What is that? I mean, I know what that is, but like,
What does it have to do with the show?
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's a very slow build-up, but over the course of the show, you begin to learn things. It starts off with this kid in a small town. He works with like I think his grandfather. Again, this is all from memory. I haven't watched the show in like years. Forgive me if I'm fucking this up. But yeah, he works in, and also it's just like it's almost like a different planet. I think it is a different planet or something like that. The landscape looks different. It's beautiful, but it's like a small village in this futuristic sci-fi sort of town. And it's just this kid who loves to surf in the air doing this magical air surfing shit. And he has these idols that he looks up to who are part of this like kind of like I think like I don't want to say rebel squad because I don't know what they're rebelling against, but they do illicit shit. And they're also a bunch of badass air surfers called the Gecko State. And eventually he joins them by chance because the other main character of the series, Eureka, however you want to say it, drops into his life. And she's this magical girl. And, you know, there's this... She has such an air of mystery to her. You know, she's got this big, deep, rich background. You can just tell. She fucking lands on his shitty little life with her giant magical robot that surfs like he does, and everything fucking turns upside down. And it is amazing to me. It is probably it's one of the big reasons why I love. I mean, like not even just mecha action, but it helped get me into mecha, and I love it for that. Anyways, like a lot of it's the actual plot, like the deeper story is very big and very convoluted, and there's a lot of loose ends that don't really make sense. And you have to do a lot of mental aerobics to kind of tie things together. There's a lot of headcanon involved, if I remember correctly. I was kind of sitting there and being like, okay, wait, so this guy did this, and that guy did that, and these guys are these people's parents, and they were part of this big thing, and it was a lot. But it was fucking great, man. Fucking great. Memorable characters, beautiful show, Eureka 7. We should watch it at some point, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys would be into it. But there is, I think, like another series or season beyond Eureka 7. I forgot what it's called. I remember watching some of it being more convoluted than the original series, and then kind of dropping off of that. But fuck, how long was the first series? I think it was like 50 something episodes.
50 episodes plus a movie, I guess.
Yeah, that was lit to shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my number 3 for sure.
Sick.
Oh, it says 50 episodes plus one that was unaired.
Right.
I don't know what that was. New Order.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's another thing. There's so much cool music throughout this entire series. A lot of it is like kind of, I don't even know. It's like some kind of electronic music. It's like house or some weird type of EDM.
Right.
But all of the cool action and all of the sky surfing and what have you, it's all set to this like gorgeous audio soundtrack. It just has such a vibe to it, and it works so well. Eureka fucking 7. Number 3 for me.
So now it's time for my number 3.
Sean Khan.
Top five.
My number 3 pick for a top 5 list is Death Note.
Oh, that's my number 2.
Well, good then. Now we can both
Here
talk.
we fucking go, dude.
Dylan, you haven't seen Death Note,
I
right?
haven't seen Death Note.
So I won't spoil anything.
Wait, because this is very likely something that we're going to watch at some point, because it is,
Yes.
by and large, one of the most popular anime. I feel like if you're an outsider to anime, if you don't get the appeal of anime and you watch Death Note, you could say to yourself, fuck, this is a medium of storytelling that I have disregarded as like cheesy bullshit up until now.
Right. So Death Note is a seminal anime.
Fucking
like to
classic,
anyone on Earth.
hands down.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch
No
it.
discussion.
Well, I mean, we can discuss.
Let's discuss. Yes, discussion.
So
But,
it's directed by the same dude who directed Attack on Titan, High School of the Dead.
Right.
This guy just seems to know how to make anime that appeals worldwide.
yeah,
Like, he's just like, seems to be a master of some sort.
yeah.
He can make eating potato chips seem like the most fucking
A
interesting
deep
thing
psychological
on Earth.
thriller.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
So the rough plot is like this guy has like a book, right, that he can write a name in and then they die.
I don't even want to acknowledge what Dylan is
here's the
saying
thing.
because
Okay.
I want you to discover everything as if it's new.
I mean,
Okay.
Dylan
Yeah.
But I'm
probably
just saying
knows
for the
certain
sake
things.
of the podcast,
For
I
the
don't
sake,
want you to feel like you
Sure.
can't say certain
Oh, yeah,
things
yeah.
about
here's
it.
what's up. Average, well, not average.
His name's
but
Light?
Light Yagami.
Yeah.
Teenage dude. He's a little bit disassociated from the rest of the world. He has some views. He has some qualms with his life, with the lives of others. And he finds a way to change all of that with a literal magic book that falls from the sky
Yeah.
by a...
I don't think we need to say any more, do we?
Ryuk? No? Yes? No.
I don't think we need to. It's not
okay.
necessary.
For the sake of not spoiling this for Dylan in case we watch it. Yeah, he finds a magic book that can kill people.
Yeah.
And then chaos ensues.
How long is this?
This is
like 24 episodes, 26 or
it's
something
not
like
very
that.
long at all.
It could be like 36. I kind of forget, but
I feel like it's 20 something.
Yeah,
I don't remember
same.
it being very long. But critical anime for me, for
Yeah.
you.
I want to say
Amazing.
it made me appreciate. I know I kind of talked about this with Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Like how it made me realize that anime can be more adult.
Yeah.
That like sure there are elements of that in Inuyasha, but this was like truly
Something else. Because there's no combat.
This showed this show showed me that like shonen isn't all that there is.
Yeah,
kind of.
for sure. Same.
It showed me that like anime can be mature and entertaining, and that not just a dumb thing for like nerds in their rooms. Like I could walk up to somebody on the street who doesn't watch anime and be like, you should watch this great show, not this great anime, not this great cartoon, but this great show called Death Note, and you will like it.
Dylan, cover your ears for a hot second.
I don't. Okay.
You just saying that made me think of something. This is essentially if you went up to like an average person who just watches TV, popular TV, and said, "Hey, do you like Breaking Bad?"
Right.
And they said yes. You could definitely show them Death Note, and they would probably have like the same emotional roller coaster ride as Breaking Bad, because holy fuck, if it doesn't do
It's in the same
tension,
vein.
it is in the same vein. You can almost say beat for beat is the same plot.
I think we should
But
tell
anyways,
Dylan to come back.
Yeah, Dylan,
to
you
the
can come back.
conversation. Hey, Dylan.
Uncover your ears.
Okay, so I've been humming that whole time, so hopefully that didn't get picked up too.
I mean,
That's
like,
fine.
kinda
Even if it
needed to.
did, it's funny.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, I've recommended Death Note to plenty of people who haven't watched anime or are completely unexposed.
If
to
I
anime
meet
as
somebody
a
who
whole.
kind of wants to watch anime and hasn't watched one before,
Yeah.
I say watch Death Note, and a lot of people say you should watch Cowboy Bebop, but watch Death Note.
Because okay, no, here's the thing. It's undeniably interesting. The way it sets up its plot, the way it dives deeper and deeper, the way that almost anyone can relate to its themes, whether you're on one side of the argument or another, because it presents an argument. Death Note between the two main characters
Right.
from I guess like the onset of the actual plot becoming something just more than Light having this power in his hands. When he starts to be contested, there's a line that's divided, and a lot of people are on Light's side, or a lot of people are on L's side. L being, I guess, sort of the counterforce to Light this entire time.
Right. So I'd say that if I didn't watch Death Note when I did, which is probably when I was like 14, 15,
Yeah, it was like
something like that,
13 or 14.
my like love for anime might have just died. I might have just like moved on.
Yeah,
But like
no, I was
Death
obsessed.
Note carried me on to the next phase of my like of anime.
Yeah, for sure. Because it really just opened the floodgates for like a whole different genre.
Yeah, because
really.
I should have just been like a fan of Shonen, and that would have
Yeah.
just died off with me
and
growing
then,
up.
And then, yep, that's
But
it. It's like I'm too
like
old for
carried
this.
on the love throughout like high school and university and so on.
Really. And
So that's like all I really have to say.
man, it's just until like up to Death Note, I've never seen like such interesting and intricate character depth, as in like Light and L especially. It's just so well balanced. Even like its like side cast is interesting. You have investment in everyone and everything. That is a part of this big working machine with so many gears turning. You're just so knee deep in it all the time, and when something happens to one person or the other, it is cataclysmic almost.
I have two things left to say.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the inevitable Hollywood version of Death Note.
Oh, okay.
I love who they cast so far. Willem Dafoe as the Death God.
Oh
And
boy.
what's his face, the dude from Get Out and the show Atlanta.
Yep.
As
L.
Amazing choice.
I mean, he's quirky.
which
enough.
dude from
we've,
Atlanta?
We've talked about it.
The quirky friend
The quirky
from the
guy.
group of three.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
if L is anything, he's quirky.
And I gotta say, to anybody listening who maybe hasn't watched Death Note, maybe you're thinking of jumping into it, watch the show. There's some live action movies. Don't watch them for the life of you.
Awful.
They're so awful.
Fucking disgusting.
So bad. And they're like non-canon to the show. They're just like a different story.
Yeah.
With real people. Don't watch it.
Yeah. It's bad.
Awful. Yeah.
Also, again, this is another one of those shows where the dub is fine, I think.
Yeah. Oh, dub is great.
It's
I watch
pretty good.
both. This is one of the
Yeah,
shows I
yeah.
watch all in Japanese and then watched all in dub.
They did a
great.
good job both ways. See, there's like key moments here that I don't want to spoil that are closer to the end where it's very, very dramatic. There's a lot of tension and it's captured perfectly in both the dub
Right.
and the sub.
Right.
Maybe their depiction of women is a little bit not
Perfect. All right. Number 2, Dylan.
Okay, so
that was a joke.
okay, so I noticed something that my number 4, Digimon, was your number 2.
Yeah.
And your number 3, Death Note, was Brennan's number 2.
Right.
Right. So that means that your 2s are gone, and it's
Right.
just my 2. So I think I'll do my 2, and then maybe we should jump for you to your 1.
Sure.
Just so because then just be me again for my number 1.
I guess so, yeah.
Right. And
Right.
then we'll go that way. Also, I have a pretty good feeling of what your number 1 is.
Yeah,
So-
I think we all know.
we all know what that is.
So my number 2 is the mecha classic Gundam Wing.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
What an awesome show. Like you were talking about Death Note carrying you through from Shonen or whatever.
Yeah,
And I guess Gundam Wing was kind of that show for me. Like I didn't watch as much anime as you guys did as a kid, but Gundam Wing was so much more dense and intelligent
Yeah.
and political
Oh, yeah.
than anything I had ever watched. And I watched it once when I was 8, and I watched it again when I was in grade 11. And oh man, what a good show. I think it's one of the only animes I've ever watched over. One of the only TV shows I've watched over, actually.
Really? Wow.
I loved it that much. And when I was in grade 11, I understood more. Because I think when I watched it when I was 8, maybe I was a little more...
Yeah, that's the
like
thing.
I got it a bit, but it was also like it's cool to see these giant robots fight. Like I got like the main plot. There's like these colonies that are being oppressed by. Oh, takes place in the future when there's settlement of other planets and like space colonies, and now the Earth is oppressing those colonies, and they're trying to secede, and a war ensues.
Yeah.
So that's the rough plot. So I got that. But I think I really understood the nuances a lot more when I watched it when I was about 17, 16.
Right.
And it's just a fantastic show. I think you like this show too, right? Or
See,
you've seen Seed, right?
That's the thing. My entry into Gundam was Gundam Seed. Well, see, the thing is, when I was like, we were the same age.
Yeah.
When Gundam Wing was on TV for us.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was way over my head. I didn't really pay attention. I just kind of watched some of the robot fights. I was like, this is cool.
See,
Whatever.
I had older brothers, and I think that helped.
Yeah. So
Like, even if I didn't understand certain things that I watched this with.
yeah,
Anyway, go on.
I'm an only child, so
Yeah.
that wasn't. I was like, yep, robots are. Bum, bum, ba-dum, wah. But yeah, anyways. So when Gundam Seed was on TV, we were like, what, 13, 14? So I could actually follow the plot, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And that's the thing. It's like similar to the plot of Wing in that it's like two factions, and there's like a war that ensues. But in Seed, I'm pretty sure it was like augmented humans who are not, or like considered by just the unaugmented people to be like superior, and they're like scared that they're gonna change the face of the human race, and it's kind of like a weird race war, and two of the main characters are on opposite sides of it, and they're still friends. So again, it's like very like deep and complex in its relationships between characters, and action packed, and fucking awesome.
It was just amazing. It was action packed. It was smart. Right.
That's
like
the thing.
it just said everything that I wanted. And by the way, and I know this for you too, Brennan.
Yeah.
I loved those things. Like I used to build the models. Like I bought so many models from of the mecha characters.
Yeah.
I had so many. I loved that show. So it was more than an anime for me.
It was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Man. Gundam is a lifestyle.
That was like my approach to Beyblade.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out.
I gotta say, I haven't seen Gundam Wing, but I'd really want to. I haven't seen Gundam Seed, but I'd want to. I've seen a couple episodes like late at night back on YTV, the YTV.
Right.
days.
Gundam
Gundam Wing's
YTV.
pretty long. I think it's like 50 episodes.
There's a movie too,
Even the
right?
episodes I've seen of Gundam Seed, I was like, this is back when I was watching it, which was over a decade ago, or probably.
Yeah.
I was like, this is way too over my head.
Yeah.
Way too old. I'm like, this is too old for me. That's what I was thinking as I was watching it. And then I remember seeing like some episodes, I think of a Gundam show where things were semi 3D and they were like chibi robots.
Oh god.
I don't know if I like
yeah.
I just like
I
the
don't even
classic
remember what that
Gundam.
was
I didn't watch
called,
Gundam Seed because that's
Honestly-
because after I stopped watching anime after like I was like maybe 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was catching it on TV, and
Yeah.
the thing is, like, my entry point, like, I didn't start watching Gundam Seed at the beginning of Gundam Seed. It caught my attention somewhere, like, I don't know, maybe like episode 12 or 13. But when I flipped the TV channel, what was happening was, like, some guy was literally getting cut in half with his robot. And I was like, oh my god, this is really intense.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters, one of the two that were on opposing sides or whatever, was like very good friends with this guy. So seeing this guy die and this guy react immediately, I was like, I just got thrown headfirst into this fucking crazy thing that is happening right now, and I want to know what's going on. I mean, yeah, well, it wasn't, he wasn't like that important.
Oh,
of a character.
okay.
He was like a secondary character, but he got cut in fucking half, dude, and I was like, holy shit, I want to know what's going on. So
Yeah.
I guess I might have like found the other like clips on YouTube or something at the time.
Yeah, Gundam
And I
Wing didn't
caught
pull
up, but-
punches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
like, I
something
was
that I wish
into,
would
yeah.
happen more in some other mecha
Yeah.
shows.
So that's my number 2.
Fuck.
It's an anime I could picture myself going back to like again, just because. And that's funny because I gave like a rough plot, but I don't really remember all the details.
yeah, it was a while ago.
And that's like why I wanted to even rewatch it when I did, and I would totally rewatch it again because every time it's just kills it for me. So that's my number 2, and now let's jump to you for number 1 because your number 2.
I'm Sean, by the way.
Sorry, let's jump to Sean because your number 2 was Digimon, which we discussed, and Brendan's
Right.
number
Was
2 was
Death
Death
Note,
Note, which
which
we've
we've
already
discussed.
discussed.
So where have I come? I've gone from like Sailor Moon, that was number 5. Number 4 was who remembers? I'm starting to forget.
Fuck.
Oh shit, what could it have been?
What was it? Our short
Inuyasha.
Oh yeah, which was both of our
number
number
3,
4.
Death
yeah.
Note. Number
is
2
my
was
number 2.
Digimon.
Oh yeah.
So
My number
Sean's
1.
number 1.
There's only one way that it could go,
oh,
guys.
yeah. Here we go.
It's like possibly my
Can
all-time
can we
favorite
say
anime.
it in unison with?
Is it all of our number 1s?
I mean, no, not well.
Okay, it's mine too.
Again,
because I'm
wait, hold
assuming-
on. Soft 5, guys.
Wait,
Soft
I don't.
5.
I think
it's hard to say number 1. Number 1 is fucking tough. I would say number 1, but it's fucking hard for me, man.
This
Anyways,
is my number 1.
we're saying all my
soft or
number
not.
1?
This is let's say it in unison.
all of mine.
Sean's
Yeah.
number 1.
Sean's number 1.
Whole city going crazy. Top 5, no debating. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
3, 2, 1. Full
Metal Alchemist.
That sucked.
Okay.
But
I thought we were gonna do the
Full Metal Alchemist.
the
Full Metal Alchemist. I'm surprised none of you guys said Brotherhood at the end there.
I mean, well, it's all
Brotherhood.
part and parcel. It's the same one.
Okay,
I'm
so this is
being
also
forced-
my number 1.
I'm being forced to choose, so I chose
Fuck.
to cut off Brotherhood.
What?
Oh,
You can
if we're
just say
choosing,
it.
all right, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah,
my
see,
number
this
one.
makes it more
Same,
interesting.
Yeah.
Same.
Because Brotherhood for me was when I was in high school,
Yeah.
after I'd already fucking adored the original.
Yeah, we
Full-
talked
Full
about
Metal.
nostalgia and
I remember
the ties
being in high school, going online to some fucking anime website that wasn't even the Anime News Network. It was
Yeah.
some bullshit third-party fucking website that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Because I'd heard a rumor that Full Metal Alchemist was coming back.
Yeah, with
And
more.
finding out that it was official,
Bigger and
I almost
better.
fucking killed myself because
Yeah.
I was so happy. I didn't
Yeah.
think that the show could live up to what the first show set out.
Yeah.
And I was the guy who like watched the Full Metal finale, like the original anime when it happened, and then
Right.
waited for the movie to come out
Yeah.
to the store so I could buy the movie and go home and watch it and finish the show.
Yeah. I was watching it as it aired on YTV because they aired the last episode and then like the movie or something.
Yeah,
Getting
that was a lot
close.
later.
Yeah.
I was
wasn't
like waiting
on the nose with
When
it.
is day
Yeah.
one? Excuse me, HMV. When are you getting the movie? I need to finish this series.
Yeah.
So Full Metal Alchemist is something that I started watching maybe in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I took me a while to finish because I think it finished like a few years after that.
Yeah.
I'd go to Anime North almost for the sole reason of Full Metal.
Again, this is the con that's in Toronto
Yeah.
yearly.
I'd buy all this like paraphernalia
Yeah.
for Full Metal, like t-shirts and oh my god, okay, I love the show so much. When when a main character dies in Full Metal, you truly feel it. And I felt horribly depressed as
Can
if
we
somebody
talk about spoilers right now?
I don't think we should.
Should okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave
I think
ambiguous,
surface level.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
for all listeners, full disclosure, before we decided to do this anime podcast, like for real, when we were just kind of like sort of talking about it and like, let's kind of watch an anime together at the same time and see what happens.
Yeah.
And talk about it. We started with Full Metal Alchemist, and then we did Brotherhood.
Actually, I think we were supposed to start with Code Geass, but then Sean hated it.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, that was just the two of us. We're gonna watch it.
yeah.
Brennan had already seen it, but yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've all seen this. We're all in agreement that it is one of the greatest. It's also one of my seminal anime, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
The thing is, I probably have the least to say about this anime. It's just like, to me, it's flawless.
You're speechless, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
just-
actually speechless when it comes to Full Metal. And don't get me wrong, I love Brotherhood, but this is the one I saw first. So this is the one that Full Metal, the anime, got me in to anime so that I could love Brotherhood. I wouldn't have loved Brotherhood if the first one didn't exist.
Also-
Right,
I think.
because
Yeah.
Brotherhood
Yeah.
couldn't exist. That's one thing about
That's the
Brotherhood.
thing,
yeah.
Brotherhood glosses over the beginning because
Yeah.
it
'Cause you already know.
assumes you
Yeah.
watch. Like, it more or less assumes that you
Exactly.
watched
The first
Fullmetal
one, yeah.
Alchemist. You shouldn't watch Brotherhood without watching.
Oh,
And
no,
Brotherhood
not at
puts
all.
humor into scenes that didn't have humor the first time around.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
stylistically different.
Yeah, it is stylistically different.
What
What do I got to say about it?
Yeah.
The dub. This is probably the show why I fight for dub so hard is because Vic Mignogna or Minogna. Sorry, I forget the pronunciation
patron
of his name.
saint of dub
Is Edward Elric.
Vic fucking
is.
Mignogna.
The main character.
Yeah, the main character of the show. That
Fantastic
the little
voice
kid who
actor.
voiced Alphonse Elric in
Yeah.
the original is Alphonse.
Yeah.
Sorry, the person who like reprised the role in the
In
second show
Brotherhood.
was like close but not quite. You get used
You
to it.
can pass. You can
Yeah.
let it pass eventually, but
The full
Man.
the Full Metal movie, what it does, how it flips the whole show on its head, amazing. I
Yeah.
love it. Conqueror of Shambhala is what it's called.
also just the microcosm and macrocosm.
Yeah,
of
like
both of
the-
those shows together.
The
It's
small
fucking
the
nuts.
small little battle that Edward and his brother are going through versus like the whole political
World.
warfare
Yeah.
that's going on around them. This is the only I don't want to say only. This is the first show and the only one that immediately comes to mind in which I care about any politics that has to do with anything. Usually when it comes to politics and something, like you
Oh,
guys
man.
were talking about Gundam, which I
I'm
haven't seen,
obsessed.
I cut it out completely. I pretend like it's not part of the show.
Here's the thing.
And I don't even listen, I tune
Watch
out.
Gundam
Both
Wing.
Sean
Maybe okay.
and I
Yeah.
love Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Yes.
Metal Gear as a series, I believe it's perfect.
video
It's-
game
it's,
series,
It's
yeah.
not an anime. It is Japanese. I fucking live for those like convoluted, ridiculous political nonsense
Right.
that floods that entire series. You cut it out completely.
The reason why I love Metal Gear is
your
because
brain.
I don't remember. I couldn't name you a single piece of politics from the game right now.
Whereas
Because I block it out.
when I was playing it, I literally memorized the entire plot of each game as I went along because I was so obsessed with every ridiculous detail that was a part of it.
I'd love to talk about if that even mattered in the end.
I mean,
but
not at
instead,
all. Not even a little bit.
Right, we should go back
But-
to Full Metal. Okay,
yeah,
Full
Full
Metal is
Metal.
great. Winry, legitimate crush on her. Winry's the best. Alphonse is a little brother I wanted to take care of. Edward is the guy I always wanted to be, but taller.
Roy Mustang.
Roy Mustang is the
fucking-
ultimate father figure I ever wanted to had, just like Edward needed.
Mustang.
Goddamn, mini skirts all the way.
Tiny
Resin Bull Rangers. I don't know.
Hughes, great guy.
Hughes, oh
Family
man,
Man.
God, the true dad that everybody wants. Yeah.
You're gonna make me cry, man.
Oh my God. Okay, so fuck, there's so much to say, but I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like the original more than Brotherhood, and we've talked about this before.
It's
and-
honestly 50-50, but yeah.
But if you had to choose one,
for this list, yeah.
yeah. So I would choose Brotherhood, and we talked about the reason. I think when we first did our watch through, you said that you liked it more, and I told you it was close, and then I ended up going with Brotherhood because I really like the way Brotherhood crafts a whole world
Yeah.
Right.
around the story. I think Fullmetal Alchemist does that too, but it's definitely more focused on the brothers, whereas
Right.
It does kind of tie in like a grand scope to everything.
Right.
Where it's like the show you've been watching up until now is this big thing.
Right.
But Brotherhood takes it to an entirely different level.
yeah, the other characters are more fleshed out.
Yeah. You get to see
Too,
them in their
right?
element.
Like
more.
Armstrong's sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we get
new
more time
characters.
with the teacher, like their teacher.
Right.
Full Metal might just be the first anime that I watched that didn't have the shonen power creep. Because even Inuyasha has this.
Oh, yeah.
Inuyasha learns a move, defeats somebody, needs to learn another move to defeat somebody else.
Enemies, stronger.
Full Metal, he's never just getting better arms that he needs to punch more people in the face.
He does the same thing every time. He makes his arm a blade, and then he runs at them.
Yeah, and sometimes his arm breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets in trouble.
It's just like, it's a story about brothers. Yeah, it's great. It's about a lot of shit. No other show has made me... I had a friend that I used to watch FMA religiously with back when we were around the age that it was airing.
Yeah.
And we would like go to the library together and go read chemistry books. We're like, fuck, let's try and like learn more about this world that we want to be a part of.
Memorize the periodic table because it's what you have in common with Edward Elric.
Exactly, dude. Let's like sit down for hours and just talk about how our world is different from the world that they live in Amestris.
Yeah.
Like just talk about the differences. Why did we go industrial? Why did they go towards the things that they went to, like the magic alchemy type
so
shit?
Much cool symbolism and fucking...
Yeah, we used to just run around just drawing like the circles on things, trying to like transmute stuff.
Esoteric
like draw a
symbols.
circle on a piece of paper and light it on fire. Nothing happens. Goddamn, maybe next time. I used to think like I fully welcomed into my life that there was this principle of equivalent exchange that you had to give to take. That's just something that I started thinking because of the show. Is it untrue? I don't know.
It is true to a certain extent.
Exactly. That's a beauty of Full Metal Alchemist. I'm probably done talking about the show. You can go ahead.
Every action
No,
has
I
an
think you
equal and opposite
cover it
reaction.
usually as you
Right.
do. It was the second anime I watched after Code Geass, after I guess this,
Gap in
Twilight
your-
section, and just like going
agape.
back
Right.
and getting interested in anime.
Mhm.
And it was just amazing. I couldn't believe how much I liked it, to the point you talked. I can't remember what you said this about before. You said something like, "This is one of your favorite animes, or just your favorite shows, not even animes." And that's how I feel about this show. It's not just it doesn't have to be specifically an anime that I love. It's a show that I love too.
Right. Yeah.
It's just in that
Truly.
it's probably in one of my favorite things I've ever watched across all boards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. One,
Dude, honestly,
hundo.
fucking watching episode 3 of the original Full Metal, I lost a mother. I know what
Yeah.
that feels like.
Oh god.
If that
heart-wrenching.
were to happen in real life, I'll call back to when it happened in Full Metal.
When you try to resurrect her and you get the
Yeah.
necessary ingredients and make an abomination on the kitchen floor.
Yeah. God damn it. What a great
Also,
show.
that's the other thing. It's one of those anime that didn't pull punches. And when you watch it as a younger person, you saw this fucking
It's the
mutant
first
freak.
scene that you see.
Yeah.
It's this like,
It's like,
garish.
Oh
yeah.
god. Like that's what this anime is capable of.
Oh, not first scene because it's them in the desert. Yeah.
But
Right.
it hits you with it pretty early on. And it's like, wow, this is only going to go more crazy from here. It's only going to get more visceral and intense and make you feel the same things that you felt when you jump in for the first time.
God.
Full
how great.
fucking Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Sean's number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also
The original
my number
and
one.
the Brotherhood. Yeah, both are number ones, but
It's your number one as
Yeah,
well.
that's why I
yeah.
said. That's why I wanted
right.
him
Mine's
to
the
go
original,
first
him is Brotherhood.
because I just did Gundam Wing for number 2, and I didn't want to go again in a row.
So now I guess we're ending off with Brennan's number 1 then.
Whole city going crazy. Top 5, no debating. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Try and keep this to 5 minutes.
I
is
mean,
what I want to
okay,
say.
honestly, I don't
Right.
want I don't want to spoil this for Dylan. I don't, because I want him to watch this. I want him to enjoy this. I want you to watch this and enjoy this if you haven't yet. My number 1, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Holy fucking fuck.
I've seen it.
Sean's seen it
haven't.
for the first time pretty recently, actually. Yeah, definitely one of, I would say probably my favorite anime, full stop. Why? Because, oh my god, where to begin? Where to begin? On the surface, it is a sci-fi anime, a mecha anime, that follows essentially a group of teenagers who are tasked with defending the world, which is already fucked beyond belief, from a ridiculous alien threat that they know nothing about, can comprehend nothing about, and are tied to these strange new pieces of technology called Evangelions.
I honestly think that the best way to watch the show
Yeah.
is for your friend to tell you, hey, I got this really sick, like, happy-go-lucky mecha anime for you to watch. It's like so much like Gundam. It's so sick, but it's so short. Just watch it.
Yep. And then
then you watch the first 5 minutes and you're like, what
the fuck?
Huh?
I'm a fan.
When does it get happy?
Oh boy, does it never? I don't know how deep I want to dive into this without giving away things to Dylan, so I'm going to speak about this very broadly. First of all, if you haven't seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, go watch it, please. Please stop listening to this podcast.
I can attest to that, and I don't like mecha anime.
Sean does not like
do you
mecha
love
anime.
this anime too?
Yeah, I considered having it on my list.
Oh my god, man!
Whoa!
But it wasn't classic enough for me because I didn't watch it until like 10 days ago.
Yeah,
just a couple months ago.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the remakes, the movies, but I mean the anime series is near and dear. It's one of those things that just has such an emotional impact on you that like I haven't even seen the series more than like 5 times altogether. And it's because
more than 5 times.
That's a lot.
I mean,
I haven't watched anything on my list, but more than 2 times. Just kind of way.
Honestly, it's without spoiling anything. It dives into essentially just human nature. What is human nature? What is a person made of psychologically?
I do consider that a spoiler.
I mean, is it? Because I mean, this is what the show is about. This is why it's my number one.
Right.
This is the core of it. This is the heart of it. This is the crux of it. It is an examination of what it means to be human and what it means to be flawed and kind of all the different ways people go about fixing themselves or coping with themselves as a whole. Main character Shinji is, I mean, at first glance, you might think he's like a stupid crybaby emo boy who does nothing but weep and won't get inside the robot. But as the show progresses, all of the characters that are shown to you, they all evolve in such different ways, and there's just so much below the surface. And I'm talking about this in very broad strokes because I don't want to ruin it. There are like so many like intelligent, amazing people on YouTube who've deconstructed the entire series and like the film that follows it.
If not for the deconstructions on YouTube, I probably would not like the show as much. Yeah,
without a doubt. Because that's the thing. There's so much subtext. There's so much meaning beneath everything. And if you don't take,
I think,
an incredibly critical lens to like everything that happens, you're missing the point of the show, which is why it's not terribly accessible.
I think that the way to experience the show is to just watch the show and realize that there was meaning afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Watch it and try and get meaning. You just watch it and you're like, oh wait, everything had meaning.
Because like, if you're doing that, you're literally like pausing every episode and just fucking your head for an hour.
I don't think you should be saying some of the stuff that you're saying about the show.
Well, I've given a spoiler warning. I've told him to fuck off and go watch the show and come back. That's fair. Yeah. So I agree 100%. Yeah. Watch the show and the film. Be confused as shit. Be lost. Be found eventually. Once you start diving into sort of the text that Evangelion draws from, the schools of philosophy that it kind of investigates, and just even just aesthetically, it is beautiful. It is for its time. It's a masterpiece.
Right.
Just how old is it?
It's from the 90s. It's not. Okay. It's like 20-something years old. Yeah. Okay. I can't stop saying good things about Evangelion. It's not your typical mecha show, that's for sure. It's not your typical shonen show. It does things that I haven't seen in anime since. Like it takes the medium to an entirely different level for me, where it's not just investigating all these themes. It makes me, the viewer, see so many aspects of myself in the show. And then the way it investigates itself makes me investigate myself. It makes me think of myself as a different person. Evangelion's the biggest fucking mindfuck that I've ever encountered in my life.
It's the only show we've mentioned right now, kind of. Okay, maybe not. But the only real one that isn't over.
Yeah.
It's not
technically
over.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Because the movies, the
final movie
is still in production. It's been a long fucking ride.
Like 10 years.
Yeah. But like, I mean, even the movies look great. They look fantastic. They don't change. Well, I mean, I guess with the third movie, it does change. And I'm interested to see how it all wraps up again. I feel like if for everyone who kind of just scratched the surface of the first run at Evangelion and was like, this is confusing.
I think you shouldn't finish what you're saying.
Well, anyways.
Yeah, Eva's a good show.
Bottom line, it will scare you. It will confuse you. It will make you doubt everything. Keep watching. Dig deeper.
Yeah, that was a good sign.
The truth is out there.
All right.
Do we have any quick
that's-
one-sentence shoutouts?
Dot hack, Shaman King, Naruto. I'm done.
Let me run through my list. I already gave a huge shout out to Dragon Ball, way too much than I should have. Shout out to season 1 of Durara.
Oh yeah, great season.
Wait, did you say yes or no?
I said,
Yeah.
I liked it, but there were a lot of questions, which when we discussed it, you guys were like, oh yeah, wait, that is true. But then you guys stopped me because you're making me question the show too much.
I said that.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
both of you guys in unison were making
Oh yeah, because Brennan was starting to be like, yeah, and then Brennan started
to-
chiming in. He's like, wait, and also what about this? So,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like when you're in love with somebody and then everyone's like, but like they have a weird nose. And you're like, but I didn't need to hear that right now. Yeah. I want to give one true shout out to Beyblade because it makes me
Hats
feel
off, dude.
Yeah.
Let him rip.
Honestly.
Who didn't have a top?
I have 5 behind me
Whoa.
right now, somewhere in this room in which we sit. There are Beyblades.
Yeah, I think those are my shout outs, but like really though, Beyblade, love you, dog. Everything that I said about Digimon can almost be applied to Beyblade. So
Rest
there
in
you
peace,
go.
Beyblade.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it.
Yep. Thanks for listening, guys. Next week we are probably gonna be back with Cowboy.
Something.
Yeah.
Maybe Cowboy Bebop.
Maybe Cowboy
Let's
Bebop.
see.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Top five, top five, top five.